ready to rock and roll for another edition of Inside Seminole Football. It's good to be here with you, and we appreciate you all joining us here on a Monday night. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys ready to go? Talk some Florida State football? Let's go. We got a great show for you here this evening. Coming up a little bit later on, Pensacola native Jabril Rawls will stop by the show tonight. Looking forward to that. Patrick Surtain is here, and please, a big round of applause for our head coach, Mike Norvell, here with us tonight. Coach, thanks so much for your time here this evening. I know that the last couple have not turned out the way you guys want them to from a result standpoint overall, but I know you're excited about your team. I know you're excited about them getting ready for another opponent and a good Pitt team coming to town, and that work has already started.
No, absolutely, and was excited to get on the practice field last night. You know, coming off of a disappointing result there Saturday. Just too many mistakes. Against a quality opponent. Our guys. We just. With all the intent and all the want to, just it comes down to the application and, coaches, players, everybody involved. We can all do a better job, in what is such a big game for us and for this program. And unfortunately came up a little bit short. I'd do anything for one more drive, but, a little, just too little too late. But I will tell you, I was proud of the fight from our players. They were resilient throughout, everybody on that sideline believed, throughout the course of the game that we were going to find a way, and to be able to have a wonderful charge there in the fourth quarter to put ourselves in position to make it a one-possession game. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to the final result, and that's where we have to grow. We have to get better, and I appreciated the mentality of the players. From even in the locker room immediately following, you feel the leadership, you see it, you see guys that coaches, players were all owning the actions that we had, and now it's about going to correct that and get better. And that started last night, and I'm really proud of what who these guys are, and I really love coaching this team.
Yep. What's been your messaging to your guys? Kind of take us into the locker room after the game, into your meeting room yesterday as you communicate with your football team about what you see, and as you talked about going out and getting better moving forward.
Well, we know the objectives that we set out in each game to achieve, and the things that put us in the best position to win games. And in the last two games we have not accomplished those. And first three games, against a great opponent in week one, and then even in week two and week three, we were able to do the things necessary to accomplish those objectives. We owned the football. We did a great job in base downs. Third down, fourth down conversions. And then the things that we needed to do when it came to special teams and in the red zone. And when you see those things that are key components, when you do those well, you put yourself in a great position. When you don't, you give somebody else an opportunity. And so for us, it's to go look at the why. Some of those areas where it might just be an alignment, it might be a decision. Maybe a simple read or detail. Whether it comes to some part of a play, and we've just got to be better. And that's where as coaches, we're making sure that we're doing the best job possible of reiterating that and enforcing that throughout the course of the week of practice, so that it shows up in the game. And because at the end of the day, these players, they're putting in a lot of work, and I just want to see them go out there and be all that I know they can.
Hey, time now for our truest hero of the game from Saturday night. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering, and care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. We're going to go with Miami native and sophomore wide receiver LaWayne McCoy as our truest hero of the game. And how special for him, his first career touchdown reception comes against Miami as a Miami kid growing up and donning the garnet and gold, playing for Florida State. And, of course, caught a two-point conversion as well in that fourth quarter rally from Mike Norvell's Noles. LaWayne McCoy, he's battled some injuries early in the year, and now he's back, Coach, and it feels like he's making up for some of that lost time for you.
No, absolutely, and he's made some big plays in the last two games, and, LaWayne's so resilient, and, it was unfortunate to have him, go down with injury there, in fall camp, and, he really kind of battled, a lot of different dynamics, as he was working through that. But, he just kept a positive attitude. I knew that his time would come, and he's taken advantage of each of those opportunities here. Now that he's back on the field, and you're excited to see him continue to grow and become a great weapon for us in this offense as the season progresses.
Talk about his skill set a little bit and where he can line him up at,
Yeah,
and all the different things he can do for you.
He's probably one of the most versatile receivers we have because he literally can play any of the spots. I mean, he can, if he needs to be backside in a one-on-one matchup, versus press coverage. He's got great feet, quickness. He was a really good route runner. He can line up in the slot as well and be able to showcase the speed and elusiveness. And then, obviously, what you saw a lot here the other day where he was outside there to the field and was able to create space. And, I just think he's got a wonderful, game that's going to continue to grow and develop, and excited about what his future is.
Yeah, LaWayne McCoy, young man out of Miami Central, his first career touchdown grab in that fourth quarter against Miami on Saturday night. Well, we're just getting going here on a Monday night, live from Bowdens in College Town. Bowdens, a proud partner of Florida State Athletics and host location, of course, of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. We're here every Monday night during the football season, live in College Town from 7 to 8 p.m. Coming up on the program, we will dive into some of the key plays from the game on Saturday and how the Noles continue to move forward with Pitt coming to town for a noon kick this upcoming Saturday inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. Just getting started on a Monday night. We are live from Bowdens in College Town. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout. Great to be back here at Bowdens in College Town as Mike Norvell's Noles continuing to dive into ACC play. Pitt coming to town this upcoming Saturday. It's a noon Eastern kick. Still some tickets available for that game, and love to see just another tremendous atmosphere inside of Doak Campbell Stadium for the Noles here this upcoming weekend. Coach, your quarterback Tommy Castellanos, career high in completions with 25, threw for 272 yards against a really, really talented Miami defense, and he ran for 57 yards in that game Saturday night as well. The Canes had only allowed 49 rushing yards from the QB position in all 4 games combined coming in, and we saw Tommy really show his versatility in so many ways and his escapability. Take me through his performance and how he continued to lead your football team in a spot in the fourth quarter when you needed him.
Yeah, I thought he battled throughout, and he had some exceptional plays there Saturday night. Some plays where whether he had to extend plays, some design runs, some obviously some really good throws down the field, but unfortunately there was also some plays like he mentioned, there after the game that he'd like to have back, and that's where the mark of a great leader is one that's willing to stand in front, to take ownership, to inspire and rally the guys that are around him, and he does it with his actions. And I thought that in the fourth quarter, he really was a wonderful spark for us. And we had a couple guys that went down with injuries, but he continued to push, continued to fight, and really did some great things throughout to finish that game. And we're going to build upon that and continue to push forward.
His leadership skills, and you mentioned his accountability. It's really, really impressive to witness that out of a young man, the way he does. When did you learn that about him? When did you know that this was who he was as you guys were recruiting him, and obviously that made an impact, and it continues to make an impact on you and this football team?
Yeah, I remember on his official visit, I actually picked him up, and we went to breakfast. And that morning, I remember just the ride that we had to the restaurant, and just getting to sit and talk to him about the different experiences, and some things that were known, some things unknown, but just hearing his perspective, hearing his heart, his desire of what he wanted this next stage of his career to look like and be, and just his care for people, and and that's even hearing about the past experiences and what were the key takeaways. I could just hear it in his heart. And I knew this was a young man that would come in here, that would really, pour all that he had into this program, into his teammates, and he's exactly who I thought he would be. And and he's just every day continuing to push, continuing to grow. He wants to grow, and that's this is somebody that is he truly, you talk about guys being a sponge. I mean, every single way that he can try to learn and get better. I mean, he's going to do that, and then like I said, the accountability in all things is what's critical, and Mark's for a great leader, and I think he's definitely one of those.
How have you noticed it, as you being the leader of this program, when you see players gravitate towards somebody like that? How much power does that have on a football team when the quarterback position has a guy like that who exudes those types of characteristics? Do you notice it already rubbing off on some of your other players right now?
Yeah, and you need it. I mean, the quarterback position, it's a necessity, and there's all different types of quarterbacks. Of how they lead, and you love when guys are willing to speak, willing to stand up and step forward. But if they can do that, but if they don't have the actions to back it up, then you're not really going to get a whole lot of response from that. But when you have the actions, that really are what you lead with, and then your voice gets to reiterate that. Just a wonderful combination of that, and I think we have it there within that room, but also it's really been showing up throughout our team, and nobody's like the outcome of the last couple games. We all are hungry to get on the right track here this week, but it still comes to taking those little details and making sure that we're doing all that we can for that to show up for 60 minutes throughout the course of the game, and you hear it from our players. You're seeing the work that they're putting in, and we're excited for the preparation this week to go make it happen.
Yep. Tommy led that Florida State offense to 404 total yards on Saturday night, the most allowed by Miami this season. He leads the ACC in yards per completion at 16 yards a pop, and per attempt at 9.74. And Florida State had 17 plays of 10 yards or more in that game on Saturday night against Miami. They only allowed 8.25 per game coming in. So again, the result not what you wanted, but it's there, and you're seeing it, right?
Yeah, and it just, it shows that obviously we lost the turnover margin. We're -3 in the game, and we had 14 points off turnovers, and that's a twofold. One, we got to own the ball, but we also got to create takeaways. We got to have those explosive plays on the other side of the ball, and it's got to be complementary in what we do. And we've lost 2 games this year, both to top 20 opponents, and we've had 6 turnovers. And that is a major area of focus of what we have to get corrected. Where we have to apply that, whether it's balls that have been put on the ground by way of fumble, or just different elements of things in the passing game. So I know our guys that we realize it, we understand it. Now it's time to go get it corrected, and we got to continue to emphasize that on the defensive side. And we've done a good job of getting some interceptions this year. Unfortunately, I didn't have one there on Saturday, but we got to get forcing fumbles and get the ball on the ground and create more opportunities there for our offense.
Yep. Coach Randy Pittman, again, another outstanding performance, a career high 7 receptions in that game. Became one of the go-to guys late for Tommy in the passing game against Miami on Saturday night. Just tremendous. I mean, the games that he has played in, you felt his impact. I know he missed the 2, obviously, but in all games he's played, he's had a presence out there for you on the field.
Yeah, and like I said, he's a great playmaker for us. He does the versatility that he provides, the different places that he can line up in, and obviously the different things he can do. But he's a physical, hard-nosed, old school football player, but in a new age skill set, and all the different things that he can do. And so excited for his continued growth as well.
Florida State football is presented by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. They are a proud partner of Florida State Athletics, and by Wolfson Children's Hospital. Odds are being here. Wolfson Children's, always here. Official Children's Hospital of Florida State Athletics. Well, if the game and the experience wasn't enough on Saturday night, the Sunshine Scooter was back in town. Lee Corso was honored on the field and throughout at Florida State University. We'll touch on that with Coach and talk a little bit more about his football team on the other side. We are back after this timeout.
From Coach Mike Norvell, coming up on Inside Seminole Football.
And we're back in on Monday night, Inside Seminole Football, rolling along with the head man of the Noles, Mike Norvell. My name is Jeff Culhane. Big thanks to Brecken and Eleanor. Give those two young ladies a round of applause, everybody, for their time welcoming us back into the program here on Monday evening. As our program brought to you in part by 4 Points by Sheraton Tallahassee downtown. Experience comfort and convenience in the heart of the city at 4 Points by Sheraton Tallahassee downtown. With stunning floor-to-ceiling windows, our rooms offer some of the best views in Tallahassee. Sleep comfortably and cheer proudly. 4 Points by Sheraton. I want to say hello as well. He's here with us tonight. Please give it up for Mark Mosick, who is here in the building tonight. All-American defensive lineman from the late 1970s, early 1980s. Was a part of the defensive line. They got after Dan Marino here at Doak Campbell Stadium in 1980, a 36-22 win over the Pitt Panthers. So I appreciate Mark coming out in his support of Florida State football. And, of course, the Sunshine Scooter was here in town this past weekend. Coach was honored throughout the entire weekend. We saw the Marching Chiefs honor him as well with their halftime performance, which is pretty special and very cool. And I know he had some time around the team briefly Friday night as well, seeing some of the guys. And he's obviously someone that means a ton to college football and FSU.
No, absolutely. He is one of the icons of college football. And, when you get a chance to have him back at Florida State and, and really just due to the role that he's had over the last few years, it's kind of been limited in opportunities to be able to get around the team, and really came out with a lot of the past players there Friday night. Got a chance to be with the guys on our victory walk there, and just to see him with the past players, and just we actually came to the hotel that night and spent some time around the guys during our snack time there before guys went to bed, and it was just a special experience. And the appreciation from our players. Coach Corso was awesome, and just grateful to have him back in Tallahassee.
Yeah, absolutely. A Florida State Athletics Hall of Famer, and a guy that is an icon for sure when you talk about all things college football, and certainly his love for Florida State. It's a big time way. There's no question about that. Well, time now for our keys to success, brought to you by Scott & Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics. Scott & Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Pitt's coming to town this weekend, Coach. I know you got a lot of respect for Pat Narduzzi and their squad, the way they play the game. Physical up front defensively. They've got another good defensive group they're bringing to town here on Saturday afternoon.
No, that's always going to be a staple with one of Coach Narduzzi's teams. And, I think they're leading the country in TFLs. Obviously offensively coming off one of their best outings, playing at a high level. Started a true freshman quarterback. He started the game, I think, completing his first 11 passes. So, they they got a lot of confidence coming in here, after their win this past week. And, we know it's going to be a battle. And, for us, we've got to go out and, as we touched on throughout tonight, we got to go play Florida State football. We got to play smart. We got to play fast. We got to be physical, and then we got to finish. We got 60 minutes of football, and it all starts with our mentality and going out there to attack throughout the course of the game.
One more segment coming up with the head coach Mike Norvell. We've got our great moment in Florida State football history coming up as well. A great moment against the Panthers. That and more on the way. Live from Bowdoinson College Town. We are back after this timeout.
Is Jeff Culhane.
And welcome back inside Seminole Football, live from Bowdoinson College Town, here with Florida State head man Mike Norvell. Coming up in our next segment, Pensacola native Jabril Rawls is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to talking with him, and can't wait to hear some of the things he has to say. And we'll also talk with Patrick Surtain later on in the program here tonight. So a great show for you here on Monday evening. Time now for our great moment in Florida State football history, presented by Bowdoinson College Town. And we go back to the opener in 2013. A star is born for Florida State football as Jameis Winston and company went up to Pitt and beat down the Panthers to open things up in that national championship 2013 season. You see Jameis right there running in for his lone rushing touchdown. He would throw for 4 scores in that game. He found Rashad Green, as you see it right there, Florida State Athletics Hall of Famer, and Nick O'Leary caught 3 touchdown passes in that win over the Panthers. And Jameis Winston's first career start back in 2013. Our great moment in Florida State football history.
That worked out pretty good for him.
I think it worked out. Okay, just inducted. You got to call Jameis and Rashad earlier in the summertime. Let them know they were being inducted into the FSU Athletics Hall of Fame.
No, absolutely, and two great men, and just wonderful representatives of Florida State football, and definitely honored, to be a part and to have a relationship with those guys. I mean, really special.
Yeah, no question about that. We had a great one just a couple of years ago in our great 2023 season, that 24-7 win over Pitt. We had no Johnny that day, no Keon, but man, Jordan Travis was unbelievable, and Ja'Kai Douglas had a big day for us in a win up at Acrisure Stadium.
Absolutely, and you never know, and that's the thing as you go through a football season. There's gonna be times where it's gonna be new faces, new guys, guys that get to rise up and embrace the opportunity that's in front of them, and excited about the game here on Saturday, and we will see who's going to emerge within this football team to continue to make their mark as they're all forging to leave their legacy here at Florida State, and really proud of the work our guys are putting in, and just excited to go see them take a step this week, and all that's in front of us.
Yep. Coach, before I let you go, I know you have a special shout out to give tonight before you leave.
Most definitely. For my in-laws, Mike and Kathy Chilino, their 47th anniversary tonight.
Let's
so
go.
Mike and Kathy, congratulations.
All right.
Definitely a special day, and just grateful for them and my family.
Did you say 47?
47.
They don't look older than 45. Look at these two. They look fantastic. How about that?
Pretty special.
Well, congratulations. That is great. Coach, always great seeing you. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great weekend ready.
Thank you for everybody coming out. We'll see you on Saturday, and go Noles.
There you go. The head coach, Mike Norvell, everybody, stopping out here with us on Inside Seminole Football. And our program brought to you in part by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Coming up, we'll talk with Florida State DB Jabril Rawls. That's on the other side. We are back after this timeout. Well, big thank you to Florida State head coach Mike Norvell for his time here in the first half hour of Inside Seminole Football on Monday night. And can't wait for our conversation coming up with our next guest on the program. Before that, it's time for our Gear of the Week, presented by Garnet and Gold. This week's featured item is a short sleeve Nike t-shirt with a pink interlocking FSU logo. This shirt is a part of all the new officially licensed FSU Pink collection off to my right here. So there you go. Pretty good stuff right there. Garnet and Gold has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Visit one of the 3 locations here in Tallahassee and pick up your new game day gear. Let's please give a warm Seminole welcome to Florida State DB and Pensacola native Jabril Rawls. Everybody is in the building tonight.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, Jabril? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing great.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time. Hey, you've had just a tremendous start to the season. You're playing just a high level of football at that cornerback position for this defense. Just talk about the start to the year and the things that you've enjoyed. I know you guys haven't gotten the results you wanted the last couple of games, but man, you guys are flying around and doing some good things.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty great for the most part for the first half of the season. There's some things that we do got to continue to clean up, but for the most part, I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah.
You guys going to see what we have in store for the rest of the season.
There you go. Yeah, he's fired up. Man, I tell you, the way you guys are playing, the way you've been playing, second leading tackler on the team, 25 tackles this year. You have come up and made your presence felt physically from the quarterback spot. Just talk about that, Jabril, the physicality that you're showing out there. You're coming up and you're hitting some people right now.
Yeah, I am. That's just what we emphasize. Dominant contact. So whenever the play is being presented to me, I just go out there and make it.
Yes, you did. You have in a big-time way. And Jabril, the first Seminole with 11 tackles, a TFL, and an interception in the same game. That was against Virginia. First time that's happened since the great Ernie Sims did that against Maryland in 2005. What do you think of being in that company with Coach Sims right there?
Hey, Coach Sims, he's one of the greats. So being compared to him and being the only one to do that, one of the ones next to him to do that, I feel honored.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's just talk about this secondary group that you're a part of right now. I really feel like in so many ways it's you know a talented, a deep room. You've got veterans in there. You've got some young guys in there that are doing some good things right now as young players that have a bright future. Just talk about that group a little bit and how much talent and how much confidence you guys have here moving forward.
Yeah, we pretty got a good mixture of guys, and we got big, we got fast. Everyone has their own unique and in a different way. So I mean, I feel like we continuously come together each week and buy in to what we have. I feel like the ceiling is pretty high for us.
Yeah, and in practice as well, going up against our offense during the week, getting ready for games. How has that helped prepare you guys for what you have done so far this season, facing some of the guys you have like Deuce and Squirrel and LaWayne and some of the other guys? I'm sure it's been a fun challenge each and every day.
No, it definitely has throughout the spring as well. I mean, they've been challenging us each and every day, and we definitely challenge them each and every day. So it's just iron sharpening iron, which Coach Norvell emphasized on throughout this fall camp. So just us continuously to sharpen each other each and every day. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to continue to work with them each and every day.
We're going to hear from your position coach here in a little bit, Patrick Surtain, a guy that played the game at a high level himself for a long time. How great is it to have somebody that played the game the way he did, being a guy that can rub off on you and show you the ropes of what it takes to do at the highest level?
I mean, it's been a pleasure. Everything he tells me, I just try to soak it in like a sponge. So, I mean, just hearing from him each and every day and getting the knowledge from him, and he just passing everything down along, that's is really great. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah. Hey, Jabril, talk about your growth as a player, and some guys call it, whether it's the aha moment or the light bulb goes on. It's obviously turned on for you and is burning very brightly right now in this 2025 season. You know, what is that like? That process like of coming in as a new guy, a young guy, and then kind of getting your foot underneath you and having the confidence to know, I can go out and play and be one of the best players in college football.
Just me putting my head down and working each and every day throughout this offseason, attacking, rehabbing. Just me knowing that I can compete with anyone. I just have that type of mind frame, and just know that no one can stop me besides myself. So
yeah, I know education is very important to you as well. If I remember this correctly, you're going to be the first person from your family that is going to earn your college degree. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's so impressive. Absolutely. Just speak to that work ethic and what that part of it means for you individually, Jabril.
My dad, he passed away when I was 11, so just me doing that for him and my mother as well, because this is what he wanted for us. So I'm just trying to continue to show my little brothers that we can do it, and if I can lead that way, I will continuously to do that for them.
Pretty special stuff right there. Absolutely. Love to hear that. All right, something non-football. I mean, I know you're all football right now. You're locked in. When you're not doing football, when you're hanging out, what is Jabril Rawls doing? What do you like to do?
I love to golf sometimes.
Okay.
Fish. From Pensacola, so I go fishing sometimes as well. But I just try to find like little activities to do with my friends. We can play wall ball and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I mean, just regular little kid stuff.
Yeah. What's the biggest fish you've caught? And who do you like going fishing with the most?
All right, so I've been fishing all my life, but I never caught a fish yet.
Say what?
I haven't yet.
You've never caught a fish?
No, sir. It's
Not
been hard.
one?
Nah, it's been hard for me. I'm not going to lie. It's been hard.
See, this is why fishing stories are made, Jabril. You get to lie about the fish that you catch and because every time somebody tells you a fishing story, the fish keeps getting bigger,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna go out and get you a fish.
Oh, yeah, we definitely.
Big guy.
Yeah, we got to.
I do know a teammate that in the secondary with you, Earl Little. Yeah. He's a big fisherman.
Yeah, he is.
Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir. He's been going out fishing with the linebackers, so yeah, I got to get in with them guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well let's go catch one of those things.
Yes, sir. We definitely
sometime.
will.
All right, there we go. Well, I'll tell you what, I know you're gearing up for another big game and another quality opponent in Pitt coming to town on Saturday. Kind of take me through this week, what you're looking for and what you want to see each day in practice from you and your teammates as you look to get back on that winning track and taste a little success.
Just our attention to the details this week. Just making sure we're cleaning up the little things we cleaned up from the previous game. So just us continue to just stack on those days. And I'm totally 100% confident in us what we have planned for this week. So
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I tell you what, it is great talking to you, and it's been fun watching you play. You've been doing a fantastic job, Jabril. We appreciate you stopping by.
yes, sir. I appreciate
There
you guys.
go.
Thank you.
That's Jabril Rawls, everyone. He's caught over 100 fish in his life. He's an avid fisherman who he throws the line in the water and a fish hops up every single time. As our conversation with our student athletes presented by Seminole Boosters, did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported, is not funded by tax dollars? We rely on fans to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best chance to succeed on and off the field. Membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more or join. Coming up on the program, Patrick Surtain is stopping by the show. Can't wait to catch up with FSU secondary and DB's coach. Looking forward to that. That and more on the way. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
Is Jeff Cohane.
Hey, we are back live from Bowdoin College Town. Welcome back in to another edition of Inside Seminole Football. It is great to be here. Big thanks to Jabril Rawls for stopping by. What a great young man to talk to, and we'll talk with Coach Surtain about Jabril and what he's accomplished so far this season. As our program is brought to you in part by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. They are here to remind you that if alcohol is in the mix, driving isn't. Plan ahead, designated driver, grab a ride share or stay put. Winning starts with smart choices. Drive sober, arrive alive, go Noles. And, of course, by our friends at Grassroots Coffee. Every time you buy Grassroots Coffee End Zone Blend, a portion of each sale goes directly to the Florida State football program. Order the coffee that supports our Noles by scanning that QR code on the screen right now or on the side of the bag here. And that's check them out at grassrootscoffee.com. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. Coacher, I know I asked you before, you don't drink coffee, but your wife does. So here we go. We get a little parting gift. There we go, huh?
Yes,
How about that?
I'll save it for Valentine's Day.
There you go.
Valentine's.
That's smart. That's good. That's a good move. Well, it's great to see you. How's
You
everything
too.
going?
Everything's good. Well,
Yeah.
not so good, but good.
Yes.
The sun came up this morning.
There
so.
you go. Absolutely right. Patrick Surtain, Florida State DB's coach, with us here on our main stage, main table. Hey, take me through just the last couple of weeks as you see it. You got a bunch of takeaways in that game at Virginia. Did not get the ones you were hoping for in the game on Saturday night against Miami. But as you've seen your group, what are some of the steps that you've liked that this group in the secondary has taken for you this season so far?
Oh, just the fight. The fight. We could have easily tucked our tails last game, but those kids, they played the entire 60 minutes. Like you said, we didn't come up with any turnovers, but we have the previous game. So I think we have a bunch of playmakers back there who are excited to play football. They love the work. They love the practice. They love everything about it. So, like I told them after this game, man, everything that we worked for is still ahead of us. Yeah. So we just got to take it one practice at a time, one day at a time, and get ready for a very good pit team.
You bet. We just obviously had Jabril up here with us on the show. How would you describe his work ethic and how he has just continued to almost act like a sponge for you and solidify himself at one of those starting quarterback positions in your room here this season?
Yeah, as a school like Florida State, it's hard to get on the field, especially at that position.
Yeah.
His freshman year, he had Ronaldo Green, Jaron Jones,
Yep.
Greedy Vance, Azaria Thomas, Fentrell.
Wow.
So they had some guys, and even last year with AZ and Fentrell. So it was hard to get in there. But like he said, when he was up here, he kept his head down. He continued to work. He continued to get better. He stayed in the building, doing the extra things, taking care of his body. And we always saw that the talent was there. Yeah. He's an unbelievable talent. He has all the athletic ability in the world, just everything. And the thing that I'm really excited about is his tackling ability. To be that size and to throw it in there like he does, man, it tells you about his heart and his character.
Yeah, I mean, the physicality that he has played with, I mean, right next to Earl, he's our second leading tackler, but he's coming up and he's hitting people. He had the huge play on 4th down, hitting Ty Simpson, and just wanting it more than he did in that Alabama game late, forcing a turnover on downs. I think that maybe, for me, was the first time I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
this kid is bringing it to a different level and made, in a lot of ways, sort of a game-clinching play in that win over Alabama earlier this year.
Absolutely, man. Just the environment he comes from, he brings that edge to him. And like I told him, man, you got all those tackles that can go either one or two ways for corners. It means that you're giving up a lot of passes or you're going up tackling. But it's the second part. You know, he's actually tackling in the run game. He didn't get a target against Miami.
Yeah.
Against Virginia, he played lights out. So he's been playing really well for us. And he's going to continue to play that way throughout the season.
Yeah, we had Jerry Wilson here a few weeks ago as well, and that's a young man that I know had, came in after spring ball, and immediately it feels like everyone's gravitated towards him as a leader in your room with what he's been able to do. How has Jerry continued to grow for you, and how has he been able to become that leader in your DB's room in just a short amount of time?
Yeah, like you said it, man. It was from day one. Just the energy that he brings. He's in the building all day, and I think the younger guys kind of took heed to that and tried to follow him, tried to emulate what he was doing, and it pays off with him making plays, on the field. He makes them in practice. He studies film. He knows what's coming, and just his work ethic, man, and how much football means to him. Yeah. I think everybody has gravitated towards that, not just in the DB room, but the entire defense, the entire team.
Yeah. You got some tough news today. Coach announced that Quindarius Jones got hurt in the game against Miami and is unfortunately going to miss the rest of this season. You hate to see that for any player, obviously, but I know Q is a guy that pours his heart into it, and so you feel awful for him as part of the game. How's he doing? And then from that standpoint, who are some of the guys that you look at and say, hey, next man up mentality, we need some guys to kind of move in here and step up and fill that spot?
Yeah, feel bad for Q, man. He was one of the guys who was in the 3-man rotation. He's a really, really talented football player, and he provides, that size for us into the boundary as a boundary corner. But, he's in good spirits. I actually spoke with him before I came over here. He's in good spirits. He's going to attack the rehab just like he attacked, football. Yep. And the guys know that they have to step up. We have some very capable young guys, and Charles Lester, Kai Bates, Shamar Arnold, Ricky Knight, those guys are going to have to step up. And it's hard because at the cornerback position, you kind of have to get a feel out there. So it's hard to play 4 or 5 guys out there. So I kind of keep it to a 3-man rotation, and it's open. It's open. So one of those guys is going to step up. I'm extremely confident that they're going to go in and get the job done. So the competition, it starts tomorrow.
There you go. There you go, right there. Patrick Surtain with us. We've got one more segment on the show as he talks about this Florida State defense and that DB's room as they get ready for Pitt coming to town on Saturday afternoon. More with Coach Surtain when we come back live from Bowdoin College Town. We are back after this timeout.
Live from Bowdoin's, this is Inside Seminole Football.
And we're back on a beautiful Monday night here from Bowdoin College Town. Our final segment of the show here on Inside Seminole Football. Great to have Patrick Surtain, Florida State DB's coach, here with us to wrap things up on Monday evening. As our program brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. They are mean on stains and green on earth. Try new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown. And make sure to tune in to Game Day Live with Aria Masudi, Eric Llewellyn, and Emily Peters before all Florida State football home games. The show begins an hour before kickoff and runs 45 minutes total. Aria, Lulu, and Emily get you ready for the matchup while capturing that game day feel in and around Doak Campbell Stadium. All right, Coach, you've been a part of so many great games, great experiences, great venues. How amazing was that atmosphere to be a part of on Saturday night for Florida State and Miami, the 70th meeting between two proud programs?
Oh man, it was unbelievable just to see, the new arrangement of the stadium and how loud it can get, and you know how these rivalry games are, man. It's standing room only, and that's the only way to go for games like this.
Yes.
That's why you come to Florida State to play in big time games, and I know the kids fed off their energy. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it done, but the atmosphere is like no other in college football.
Yeah, pretty special to say the least, no doubt about that. Earl Little Jr., man, he has been in that rover position. It just seems like if there's a skill set and a guy made for that spot in that defense, it's Earl. And he really has been one heck of a player to begin this season. What makes him so good for that spot in this 3-3-5 defense that Tony White brings to the table?
Yeah, it's funny you speak of that because when, we made the hire with Tony, that's the guy that all of us said would be the rover.
Yeah.
Because of his playmaking ability, his ability to get downhill and tackle.
Yep.
That's what you need, and he's been a guy. He throws his body in there, and it's funny for him because Earl never started a college game before this year.
Yeah.
2 years at Bama, last year at Florida State, kind of feeling his way through a different defense and didn't start. But when we knew that we were going to hire Coach White, we knew that he was the perfect guy for that position, and he's been playing lights out so far this year.
Yeah, he's been tremendous. And you speak about physicality. I mean, this guy gets downhill. He also obviously can cover in space. He's got a takeaway, and that I guess the fine line you walk at that position, coming down and helping with the run, but also being able to go out and cover. I mean, how would you describe that aspect of how he fits it so well with what he does in his skill set?
Yeah, you have to be versatile, and that's why we tabbed him to play that position because he can do multiple things. Like you said, he can cover, he can play in the post, he can get down, play like a linebacker, he can blitz. A very, very versatile football player, and that's what we expect out of that position.
You mentioned Shamar Arnu a little bit earlier as a guy that could be in the mix. I know I've utilized him at safety a little bit, and he was making some impressive plays in the fourth quarter, running down Malachi Tony and showing his speed. That's a big guy. I mean, Shamar Arnu, 6'2", 6'3", and he's running down, speedster slot guys. We haven't seen him play a ton yet, but it feels like more's coming from Shamar with what he's got in front of him right now.
Oh, most definitely. We just had to correct some things with him, off the field. Immature freshman, but his talent is immense. He's one of those guys. And like I tell the guys all the time, the college football season, man, is a war of attrition, and everybody has to be ready. And like you said, we moved him to some field safety last week. He's going to play some corner, but he's an extremely talented football player, and the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, Charles Lester, another guy, he came in with a lot of recruiting fanfare, a guy that out of South Florida that I know you knew and worked with and know very, very well. How has he continued to grow and develop and help you guys out in that secondary?
Oh, he's been great. I put him in against Alabama, and it was seamless. He went in there and got the job done, and I have confidence in all of those guys because they prepare like pros. They work hard. They love the game of football, and when their numbers call, they're going to be ready. It's just the situations in the game hasn't called for them to get in, but like you said earlier, with the injury to Quinn, somebody had to step up in the position. I know all those guys will be ready to do it.
Yep, Coach, it's great seeing you as always. Thanks
My
so
pleasure.
much.
Absolutely.
That's Patrick Surtain, everybody. Please give him a big round of applause. I'll do it for us tonight on a Monday. Once again, live from Bowdoin College Town. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, go Noles.